Okay, so let's look at the homework. So I see if this is 90 degrees and a triangle is 180, 180 minus 90 is 90. So that means I'm just going to go 90 minus 79, and that's 11. So x equals 11 degrees. Okay? Side note, remember that this is when you did the ratio. So whenever there was the 11 there, what was across from the 11 was the 1, and this was a 5. Just a side note for future things. Okay, let's look at this one. We know that this plus this is 90. So that means we're going 2x equals 90 divided by 2. X equals 45 degrees. Okay? So if they're 45 degrees, this is 1 and this is 1. Or this is 2 and this is 2. Or this is 3 and this is 3. Because if these two are the same, then these two are the same. These two angles are the same, the two sides are the same. All right, if I did this, I should have done this. I'm sorry, x plus x equals 90. And then 2x equals 90 divided by 2. So this time I'm going 2x plus x equals 90. 3x equals 90. X equals 30 degrees. So this side is 30 degrees. And then this is 2 times 30, so that's 60 degrees. Okay, last one. I'm going to go 90 minus 22. And 90 minus 22 is 58. So it's x equals 58 degrees. Okay. Ooh, I remember that if this was 22, what was across from there was a 2. So when it was 22 degrees, this was a 2. And what's across from here is a 5. So I remember the ratio of that one. So the ratio of the 11 degrees was 1 to 5. And the ratio of 22 degrees was 2 to 5. Okay, get good at that. All right, so we're dealing with playing cards. Got some cards. There's 52 cards in a deck. So they want to know how many clubs and how many faces. So there's 13 clubs and face cards, 4 jacks, 4 queens, 4 kings. So that's 12 face cards. But the problem is there's a king that's a club, there's a queen that's a club, and there's a jack that's a club. So you have to take away the repeats. That means that there is this means or and this means and. So what does this say? Or union. Okay. So 13 plus 12 is 25 minus 3 is 22. So 22 out of 52 divide by 2, 11/26. So the probability of that. Okay, picking a club and a face card. So that's an intersection. So that means it has to be a club and a face. So this is a club and a face. This is a club and a face. This is a club and a face. That's just a face. That's just a club. Those ones are out. So the and means that it's both of these things, and that's 3 out of 52. And you can't simplify that. Okay? All right? It's not a club, and it's not a face. Okay? So if it's not a club and not a face, it's literally the opposite of this. It's the complement. So I'm going to go 52 minus 3, which is 49. It's 49 over 52. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. You know what? It's interesting. I almost feel like this can be interpreted differently because you could also say not a club. Well, no, I think that's right. All right, so let's look here. Solve for the missing lengths. We see that they're similar. Okay, so I see that AB is congruent to OP. So AB, OP. And then I see BC is congruent to PQ. BC is congruent to PQ. So that means the 4 goes with the 6, so the 4, 6, and that means this 6 is here over X. Oh, over F. Because that's what they're trying to calculate. Make an X, multiply what touches. 4F equals 6 times 6 is 36, divide by 4, F equals 9. Okay? All right, so notice how I did, and I can show the blue also. So this was blue, and this was yellow. And I have to make sure the smaller triangle went with the bigger triangle. Yellow, blue, yellow, blue. All right. Okay, so let's see. EF is similar to ST. So EF and ST are same. So I can go 24 over 20. And then it looks like they want us to find G. So then that means this is UV. So UV is those center ones. So that means it's the same as GH. Okay. So the 20 was with the 15. So I got to put the 15 in the bottom. And the G was with the 24. Make an X, multiply what touches. Okay. And I get 20G equals 360. Divide by 20. G equals 18. Okay. Side note, instead of multiplying that, I could have actually simplified this by dividing by 4, 6/5, and then it would have been easier. 6 times 15 is 80, and then 5G equals 80, and then I still get 18. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just do what we did before. All right, let's look. So ML or LM is the same as YZ. So that means 3 over 10. And then MJ, which is the first one and the last one, and that means WZ there. Okay? So the 3 was with the 7. This is with the H. Make an X. Multiply what touches. 3H equals 7 times 10, which is 70. Divide by 3. H equals 70 over 3. Or I can leave it as a decimal. 70 divided by 3. I don't know. That's pretty ugly. So I could say 23.3 with a hat on top. This means it goes forever and ever. Okay, so they want transformations from ABC to OPQ. So I noticed that it got bigger, so it dilated. So it had a dilation, okay, because it's not the same size. I noticed that it had a, like if I go like, I don't know if you can see it, but if I turned this, the blue is now on there. So that would be a rotation. And then once I turn it, then it's blue on top and yellow, then I slide it, and that's a translation. So I made it bigger, I turned it, and then I slid it. Okay? All right, let's go to the next page. All right, bunch of boxes. We've done this before. Set it up. Remember, it doesn't matter if this goes here, that can go there. This is where my comfort is. I'm just setting them all up. Okay, so first box, 6x squared. First box, 6x cubed, because remember you add them. 2 and 1 is 3. These are not the same, so negative 3xy. And based on the alphabet, x comes before y. X times x, x squared. Next box, negative 4x. Negative 4x squared. 3y squared. 3xy. You don't have to do it like this, but just easiest for me. 3x. 3x squared. A negative times a negative is a positive. And negative 3xy. Last box, negative 2. Negative 2x. I still have more there, so negative 10x. Negative 5. Negative 8y. Negative 9y squared. All right, remember I said the diagonals might be the same? They are the same. Add them. Ooh, these diagonals are the same. And these diagonals are the same. Okay? But these diagonals are not the same. Ooh, these diagonals are the same. Okay, so let's do it. 6x squared. Negative 4 plus 3 is negative x minus 2. 6x cubed. 3 minus 4 is negative x squared. Minus 12x minus 5. Honestly, hopefully at this point you're not copying this down. You're just making sure you're good to go. Nothing's the same, so negative 3xy. I don't care about the order, honestly. Plus 8x plus 3y squared minus 8y. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see those answers a little bit better. X squared. 3x minus 3xy is gone, so minus 9y squared. Okay? All right, let's look. They said angle BCF. So BCF. So this angle right here is equal to angle EF. FH. So this is, if you look here, this is bottom left. If you look here, this is bottom left. So they're corresponding. So they are congruent. So he is correct. Okay. Well, that's true. It says you can't be sure that they're equal because actually I should have made sure they didn't state that this and this are parallel. So you need to make sure those are stated as parallel. Okay, you can't make assumptions just because you see it. All right, he copied the angle at the right of tracement and rotated it. Okay, so here I am. Rotating it means I turn it once. Sorry. And I turn it twice. Okay, so when I do that, I notice this makes a line. And then I notice this makes a line. Okay, go like that forever. What type of angle pair did he create? I didn't do a very good job of this. But what I want you to see is these two things are called, what type of angle pair? Oh, angle pair. So angle pair gave me a hint. They're talking about that. And that means it's a linear pair. And then the relationship is that they're vertical angles. Okay. He then, actually, I don't really care. Let's see. John the same angle through a different point. So now it's through here. And rotated it 180 degrees. So I turn it once. And I turn it twice. Oh, look at it. Made the letter. Oops. You can't see that at all. Let me do that again. I'm sorry about that. So I trace the angle. And then I put a little T right there. And I go once. So it still makes a T. Twice. So it still makes a T. And if you look, it looks like it makes the letter Z. Okay? Want to rotate the same angle, draw ones and describe the overall shape. It's the letter Z, which means that these two are alternate interior angles. Okay? And that's my guess is that's your homework. Done.